Yo, what's going on YouTube? I am Germ here, and part of what makes CS investing, and I guess just investing in general, but specifically in the CS markets, so exciting, so interesting, so frustrating, and I guess addicting in a way, is the absolute depth of it. At any one time, there are thousands, if not tens of thousands of different items you could be investing in or considering investing in or researching, theorizing about, thinking of what has happened already, thinking of what you think is going to happen in the future for hundreds of thousands of different reasons. There's just so much depth to it. All these different items, all these different item classes, and that's what I think is so interesting. You can literally spend hours and hours and hours and hours diving into the whole CS markets and the whole CS economy and the whole history of the game and the future of the game and all this stuff. And you can come up with a million good ideas and bad ideas and share those ideas. And that's what I love about, YouTube, Twitter, Reddit, Discord, all these different places. And it's really interesting because, of course, when everyone has all these different ideas, some of them are going to become more popular, more mainstream. Some of them are going to become more underrated and more hidden. And sometimes the mainstream ideas are right. Sometimes the whole community hits big W's, big home runs. But there's always opportunity cost. And even if you have a big W, maybe you could have had a bigger W, or maybe you could have, made a little bit more money doing X, Y, Z, or maybe the community's wrong, which does happen very often enough. And while everyone's looking over here, while the spotlight's on this thing, really the big home run or the big gem is over here. So this gets me to my point of course, recently, all the spotlight has been on Paris. The Paris sale is going on right now. I'm very excited for it. I've been buying a bunch of Paris stuff. I'm going to continue to buy a bunch of Paris stuff over the next couple of weeks, and I think it's going to do quite well. And there's a lot of people who love Paris and are excited for Paris, but there's also Paris haters. And, Paris haters are maybe taking a step back, and they're saying, hey, well, I don't really believe in Paris. I think it's overinvested, overhyped, garbage, whatever. I'm going to go to Antwerp or Stockholm, and people start to take a step back. And then, you have this big, huge group of Paris investors on top, and you have Antwerp and Stockholm, and you have people doing other things. But recently, and I guess more so now that things have started to go pretty well, people are starting to take a look at things even further back, even rewind a little bit further. Recently, I know I saw a video from CS Trends, and I saw some tweets on Twitter and stuff, but people have been talking about this more and more, the fact that DreamHack, all the way back in 2014, one of the earliest, one of the first sticker collections, has actually been doing quite well recently. If you look at Esport Fire on the graph over the last month, DreamHack 2014 prices have just been going pretty crazy. They've absolutely been killing it. This was June 10th. We're July 10th now, so June 10th the market was about 2,112. Today that market is at 2,322. So that's about a 200-point gain, about a 10% gain in a month overall for the entire market. That's all of the stickers in the DreamHack 2014 collection. So obviously you have to understand that the stickers on the top end are up even more than 10% over this period, which is pretty crazy, pretty insane. Since the start of the Paris sale, things have been pretty flat. Paris sale started on June 22nd. We're about those same prices, but you got to understand that during this time, a lot of things have gone down. And in the past 3 months, yes, we're down from the all-time highs of peak CS2 mania and all that stuff, but from these areas here where a lot of stickers and skins and everything have continued to go down, DreamHack has actually rebounded quite well. And you can look at some of these other graphs where things have not rebounded so well. Things have just kind of gone down and gone down and gone down. DreamHack's doing pretty good, and obviously this is getting the attention of a lot of investors recently. People looking at stuff like this Dignitas Hollow, looking at a graph like this. We can even zoom in just right here over the past few months. If we look like this in January, February, March, the thing was $175. It spiked up to $499, like I said, during peak CS2 mania, and it's come back down to around $270, but it's rebounded again. This thing has actually broken its all-time highs in June, $513.99. It's down a little bit now, but again, it's still holding above kind of these valley prices that it hit over here. So this thing's been going crazy. It's been doing very well. What is this? 150 to 500. It's almost tripled in 2023, which is pretty crazy, and that's been great returns. And this is obviously leading people to question, hey, is DreamHack the place to be? Is DreamHack where the money is? And I know there's a couple different investing strategies, and they kind of seem to compete with each other because you have at the very simplest form investing is usually about buying low and selling high. So people would say, hey, this thing's tripled in 2013. You probably shouldn't buy. You should probably wait for a crash. You should wait for a correction. You should wait for things to come down. Hey, if you own this before, maybe you should be looking at selling, but you'd want to buy back here when it was low, and you'd want to sell when it's up here. And I get that, and that is pretty sound. But at the same time, when you look at the history of good CSGO items, if we look at this lifetime chart, people who, were buying low and selling high, they would have bought this thing at $15. They would have sold it at $111, or they would have sold it at $60 or whatever. And over the next couple of years, this thing would have continued up to $500. So while things are going up, you always have an interesting decision to make, because for things to go explode and go really crazy, which we've seen the best items in CSGO history do, they're going to continue to go up, and they're usually going to be at all-time highs. And when things are at all-time highs, that's when they're trending in the upward direction. And you want to be with things that are popular, and you want to be things that are going up, and you want to be with things that are trending in the right direction. So just because something is up doesn't necessarily mean it's always the best decision to sell, because once you sell, you're out. I do agree that you don't want to invest in overhyped items and everything, but again, the items that are going to be the biggest winners in the long run are going to be going up. They're not going to have a lot of dips. They're not going to have a lot of drops. They're not going to have a lot of corrections. And yeah, even on an item like this, there's been a lot of dips and drops and corrections and stuff, but not a ton. And people waiting for lower prices, they haven't always been able to get them. I know a lot of other DreamHack items have been doing very well. You have the DreamHack, this is the Legends capsule, has also, been following along with a lot of these prices too. This thing's kind of been doing really, really good. It's about 120 in March. It went up to 250 in April. And now this is at all-time highs right now as well, around $300. So some people are obviously going to want to get involved with the stickers. Some people are going to want to get involved with the capsules, tons of other items. I think another really interesting thing to say for all this, the Cloud9 one, again, at all-time highs, been doing very well. Another interesting thing to say for this and some of these older items you might want to get involved with is the fact that we are now on our third out of the last 4 majors being borderless stickers. And I think, I know CS Trends talked about this a little bit, but this is also an idea that I've had and want to talk about more in the future, is that there could be some borderless sticker exhaustion at some point. There is a lot of the borderless stickers are pretty, and they're really, really cool. But at the same time, we have 3 Navi borderless stickers that look exactly the same. We have 3 G2 borderless stickers that look exactly the same. We have 3 Vitality borderless stickers that look exactly the same. And the 4th and the 5th and the 6th, they're going to look exactly the same. At some point, maybe bordered stickers were getting a little bit old, and there weren't as cool designs, and people weren't as hyped for them, and borderless was this new, shiny, exciting thing. But also at some point, we're going to have borderless fatigue, and people are going to be more drawn to these bordered stickers. And all of a sudden, even though bordered stickers were one time maybe a little bit uglier, a little bit whack, a little bit, the old school thing or whatever, all of a sudden, people are looking back and being like, hey, maybe these border stickers are actually pretty cool. And actually, these bordered stickers now are becoming more unique. They're older, they're more rare, they're more valuable, but they're also different. When all we see right now is these borderless stickers all over the place, this Cloud9 sticker all of a sudden actually looks pretty cool. And that's maybe a reason why all these have been going so well. But like I said, these are the things that have been doing very, very well over the last month. It's impossible to tell if over the next couple months they're going to continue to do well, or if this was already their time in the sun and now they're going to pull back and some other things are going to rebound. If you are in the case of wanting to ride the wave and ride these things as they keep going up, maybe DreamHack is somewhere you want to look. There are cheaper items in the collection as well, something like the Dignitas paper. It's not super cheap, but it's in like the $30, $40, $50 range, as opposed to something that's hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And overall, I do think a lot of these DreamHack stickers are very cool, and I think in the mega long term, they're going to do very well. And with these stickers as well, you don't have to worry about a new borderless set coming out and them kind of crashing down like you do with Stockholm and Paris and Antwerp and all this other stuff. But if you are in the case of, hey, I don't want to get caught up in the hype, I don't want to ride the wave, I want to get things that are maybe a little bit more under the radar, and you want to find some hidden gems of your own, you want to find the next big thing that's going to be going up. Lately, the things that have not been doing so good are Cologne 2014. If we look at this esports fire graph, Cologne 2014 has been hit very, very hard since the kind of CS2 hype, and it has not really rebounded yet. It still kind of just keeps dropping and dropping and dropping. So maybe you want to take a look at some Cologne 2014, so you think might be a little bit underrated, might be ones that you are able to pick up and ride onto that next wave. And then also a little bit of a newer set, not super new, 2 years newer than some of those, but are the Columbus 2016s. We look at Esports Fire. These ones have also been hit pretty hard, since the CS2 wave came out. These things are also, hitting kind of these unique lows where they have not rebounded as well yet. So, and also this Columbus set, I think, has some very good looking stickers. Maybe you want to pick up the capsules, maybe the Mouse Hollow, the Liquid Hollow looks cool in here. The MLG logo itself looks kind of cool in here. Maybe these could be the next one to rise up, because right now they're definitely not having their time in the sun. But I think the DreamHack ones have been some hidden gems over the past couple months. They could be going forward. I don't know. Right now, the whole community's eyes are on Stockholm, Antwerp, Paris, and I don't know. Maybe it's worth taking a look at some alternative investments and finding some hidden gems of your own. But that's pretty much it for this video today, guys. Hopefully I catch you in the next one. But until then, peace.